Hi there. Today I want to talk to you about healthy habits in addition to food and healthy eating that contribute to a healthy blood sugar level. Yes, healthy eating and a healthy diet are critical. And as I've mentioned, there's no one specific diet that you should follow. The diet that you should follow should be one that you've already used to and improved. And over time, we will go over slowly and surely ways to improve your diet. But now I just want to talk to you about the other three habits that are also important to contribute towards healthy blood sugar levels. The first one is movement and exercise. Whenever I eat breakfast or lunch or an early dinner, and I always eat an early dinner, what I do is I always exercise, I move, and I walk, and I do light exercise right after I eat. What I mean by light exercise is I'll do some resistance training, I'll do some push-ups, things like that. You can choose whatever you want to do, but you only need to do it for 5 or 10 minutes. It's remarkable how much improvement you'll see if you just do this every day with every meal. It's actually incredible. I'm so excited when I do it now because I didn't realize that when I first started doing it, that it would be so effective and so healthy for me to control my blood sugar levels. My blood sugar levels are better and better, and the medications that I take are less and less. So I want to encourage you to realize that exercise and movement are so important. When I say movement, I'll walk for 5 or 10 minutes, and sometimes I'll walk longer and faster. And the longer and faster you walk, the better you're gonna do. But it's important to just do a little bit each day after you eat, just to make sure you're getting a little bit in. And it's remarkable how much improvement you'll see when you do that. The second habit that's important to work with is not only exercise and movement, but sleep. I make sure that I get 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night, and I want to encourage you to do the same thing. When I don't get 7 or 8 hours of sleep, I'm more stressed, and stress is a problem. And stress actually makes it harder for you to maintain healthy blood sugar levels. If you have more sleep, you're more likely to maintain healthy levels of blood sugar, and you're more likely to be more relaxed, and your blood sugar levels will be easier to normalize with healthy eating. If you get less sleep, it's just going to be harder each day. So if I wake up in the middle of the night, and I do often wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom or whatever, I'll make sure that I'll go back to sleep, and I have some little practices that I do. And then over the course of our programs, I'll go over some of the practices that I do and I can encourage you to do to relax yourself enough to either go to sleep or to get back to sleep. So getting a healthy amount of sleep is really important. Another habit that's important is stress reduction and stress management. Stress management reduces cortisol levels. If you increase cortisol levels, it increases insulin resistance and it increases your blood sugar levels. You don't want to do that. We all know that. So it's important to have stress management. And there's so many ways that you can manage your stress. And we have so many ways that we talk about in our program. And we've discussed it in other times. Certain morning practices that I do help me get ready for the day and actually reduce my stress management. The system that I've developed has morning practices like journaling, breathing, sometimes meditation, and light exercise. These are some of the things that I do, and everything you can do to get yourself in a more relaxed state, and deep breathing, or something called alternate nostril breathing, which is something you can learn in any yoga podcast or practice that you might look up online. Alternate nostril breathing, which is something that I do regularly, and it reduces stress substantially. Stress management is incredibly important to maintain. And then, of course, A couple other things that are important, which I just want to mention briefly, is it really be helpful to minimize the amount of alcohol that you drink. That's something that would be very helpful. It would be very you'll provide substantial benefits by minimizing the amount of alcohol that you drink, and you'll find that your stress will be reduced. You'll sleep better. Most people think that they can fall asleep better when they have some alcohol, but in reality, they don't sleep as well. So I want to encourage you to do that. So I just want you to remember these three things: exercise and movement, sleep, and stress management are the most important things that you can do to maintain your blood sugar levels, in addition to healthy eating. Healthy eating is always critically important, but doing these other three things make it so much easier to maintain the healthy eating and to do everything else that you need to have blood sugar control. Have a great day.